Welcome to tonight's competition between McBain Ramblers and Cadillac Vikings. I'm Shorty and I will be announcing for you tonight.
The Star-Spangled Banner recalls our past and ongoing fights for freedom and diversity, and our responsibility to promote respect and equality for all. Let us be united in those efforts today as we join together in the singing of our national anthem.
For the Cadillac Vikings, number 2, Eli Main, sophomore. Junior, number 32, Charlie Howell. Number 33, sophomore, Gavin Goetz. Number 34, Tegan Baker, senior. Senior, number 42, Riley Wade. And for your McBain Ramblers, senior, number 3, Braylon Pace. Senior, number 10, Calvin McGillis. Junior, number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Junior, number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Sophomore, number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Ramblers are coached by Bruce Coatman. Tipping off for Cadillac's number 32, Charlie Howell. And going up against him looks like number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Tip is off and won by Cadillac, number 33, Gavin Goetz. Passes number 2, Eli Main. Pass it back to Goetz. Tipped by Calvin McGillis. Goetz looks to drive. He does. And looks for the foul, but nothing. Clean block. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Looking to set up a play here. Passes over to number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Looks for the big man, number 25, Evan Haverkamp, over to number 3, Braylon Pace. Foul on number 10, Calvin McGillis. I think it's a block. Number 32, Charlie Howell taking it out. Gives it to number 2, Eli Main. Over to number 33, Goetz. Pass tip by Calvin McGillis. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh picks it off, going in for the layup. Easy hoop in the horn. He went in there, he drove, and he knew he was going to go into contact, and he just avoided it and still got the foul and the easy layup. Looks like number 10, David Brown, checking in for the Cadillac for number 33, Gavin Goetz. Benjamin Rodenbaugh shot up and good. Ramblers leading 3-0. Maine going. Looks to drive, pass out to number 42, Riley Wade, shot up, no good, rebounded by number 34, Tegan Baker, over to number 10, Brown, over to down to 42, Wade, up for 34, Baker, and the shot is good, three-point shot. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Pass over to number 12, Clayton Engelwright. He's looking. Goes to number 10, over to number 3, Calvin McGillis, to Braylon Pace, over to Evan Haverkamp again. Over to McGillis. Up to Engelwright. Heavily guarded, over to Rodenbaugh. Heavily guarded, he looks to drive, and he will. Getting the foul from number 32, Charlie Howell. And just like that, Benjamin Rodenbaugh back on the line, shooting 2. Benjamin Rodenbaugh's first shot up and no good. Second shot up and good. Number 2, Maine, bringing the ball up for Cadillac. Over to number 34, Baker, up to 32, Charlie. He goes up and draws the foul on Evan Haverkamp, but the shot does not fall. Howell on the line, shooting 2 for Cadillac. First shot up and good. Second shot up and good. Cadillac pressing. Evan Haverkamp gives it to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who's looking across the court over to Braylon Pace. Back over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who gets trapped right before half court. Timeout, Bruce Coatman. Benjamin Rodenbaugh passes to Clayton Engelwright. He's looking to set up the play. Heavily guarded by Baker. Passes over to number 3, Braylon Pace, who looks to drive, has nothing there. Gives it over to number 12, Clayton Engelwright for the 3. Little short, rebounded by Baker. He's pushing, gives it over to Maine, who looks to drive, nothing. Pass intercepted by number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He brings the ball up. Slows it down a little bit, looks to set up the play, passes over to number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Gives it to number 10, McGillis, over to 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Down to big man number 25, Evan Haverkamp, for the easy bucket underneath the hoop. Howell passes into Maine, who will bring the ball up for Cadillac. He looks to drive, pass, dishes off, intercepted by number 3, Braylon Pace, over to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Looks to set up the play, and he does, and passes over to Clayton Engelwright. Passes up to number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Looks for Benjamin Rodenbaugh, finds him. Down to Calvin McGillis. Pass a little tipped. calls White out of bounds, green ball. Looks like number 22, Kyle McGowan checking in for the Cadillac Vikings. Number 22, Judah Leonard in for number 10, Calvin McGillis. And number 5 in, Nathan Cucci in for number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh taking the ball out, passes it in to number 3, Braylon Pace in the corner. He looks to go up to the middle of the court, look in, gives it to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He passes over to Braylon Pace, down to number 25, Evan Haverkamp, for the easy block shot again. Number 34, Baker goes to Kyle McGowan, passes, tipped, and saved by Braylon Pace. Evan Haverkamp gives it to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Bringing down the ball, Judah Leonard with the ball, stepped out of bounds. Number 12, Clayton Engelwright for number 10, or number 3, Braylon Pace, and number 10, Calvin McGillis in for number 25, Evan Haverkamp for the Ramblers. Number 34, Baker bringing up the ball for Cadillac. Looks to drive, finds nothing, gives it over to number 14, Williams, who gives it to 32, Howell. He looks to drive, finds nothing, stolen by Calvin McGillis, who's running down the court. Finds the easy foul, hoops and the harm, and one. All night this has been happening so far. Such a good job by the McBain Ramblers to find the contact and finish through and make the bucket. Now Calvin McGillis on the line hoping for the three-point play. And the shot is good. Number 34, Baker bringing up the ball for Cadillac. He looks to drive, he does, and draws the foul from number 22, Judah Leonard. He will be shooting 2 on the line. First shot up, and good. Number 33, Gates checking in for number 14, Williams. Second shot up for Baker. Up and good. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh taking out for the Ramblers. Gives it to Clayton Engelwright, back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, bringing up the play, looking to set it up, guarded by Howell. Passes over to Nathan Cucci. Up to Judah Leonard. Over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Foul on number 34, White. That it will be Baker. That will be his first, team fourth of the half. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out for the Ramblers. Gives it to number 12, Clayton Engelwright, who gives it right back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Bringing up the ball, goes over to Engelwright, handoff over to Evan Haverkamp, down to Rodenbaugh, passes tip to number 10, Brown. He looks to drive, nothing, gives it to 33, down to 10, Brown, back to 33, Gates. He looks to drive, nothing, back to Brown, shoots the 3, up and no good. Evan Haverkamp fights for the rebound, but ends up going out of bounds, and it'll be White ball under their own hoop. Gates bringing in the ball. Gives it to 34, Baker, who shot up and good, 3 points. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing it back down for the Ramblers. Gives it over, handoff to Clayton Engelwright, passes over to 10, Calvin McGillis. Up to number 25, Evan Haverkamp, up for the layup, finds nothing. Foul on number 10, Calvin McGillis for the Ramblers. It's a little push, looks like number 3, Braylon Pace checking in for the Ramblers, and we'll be checking in for Clayton Engelwright. 32, Howell will be passing it in to number 2, Maine, for the Cadillac Vikings. Passes over to number 10, Brown. He looks to drive, goes up, and gets the easy layup. Number 5, Nathan Cucci passes in for number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who looks to set up the play. Number 2, Maine pushing him left, passes over to Braylon Pace. over to Evan Haverkamp up top. Oh, back down to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He's looking, finds Nathan Cucci up top, over to Haverkamp on the wing. Calvin fighting down low, passes up to number 3, Braylon Pace, over to number 5, Nathan Cucci. Gives it to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who looks to drive, and he will. And he will have a jump ball, and it will be Ramblers ball underneath their own hoop. Ramblers ball under their own hoop. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out for the Ramblers. Passes to number 10, Calvin McGillis, who fights for the shot, gets nothing though. Number 2, Maine, bringing the ball down. He's looking to drive. He dishes out to Brown. Or Baker, sorry. Didn't see what happened there. Goes to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Pass over to Nathan Cucci. Back up to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over to Braylon Pace, who looks to shoot the 3 but has nothing. Over to 10, Calvin McGillis. Back down to Nathan Cucci. Up to Evan Haverkamp. Over to Calvin McGillis. Looking down low, nothing. Over to Braylon Pace up top. Down to the wings for Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Up to the top for Nathan Cucci. Over to the wing for Braylon Pace. He looks to drive and has nothing. He looks to pass. Passes it to Nathan Cucci. Gives it back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over to Braylon Pace down in the wing spot. Gives it to Evan Haverkamp. He goes up. And shot blocked by Kyle McGowan. Great job by the young sophomore there, blocking Haverkamp's shot. Number 42, Wade, checking in for McGowan. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out for the Ramblers. He passes in to number 5, Nathan Cucci. He's looking. Goes over to Calvin McGillis. Up top to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He's looking. Hands off to Braylon Pace. Pass over to Calvin McGillis. Back up to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He looks to drive. He will. He takes the easy shot off the front of the rim. Calvin McGillis fighting for the rebound. Doesn't get it. Pass to number 34, Baker, just a little too far in front, and it will go out of bounds for Cadillac. Be Ramblers ball with 48 seconds left on the clock. Number 3, Braylon Pace, passes into number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He does a spin move, gets open, passes to number 5, Nathan Cucci, over to number 3, Braylon Pace. Back over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, down to number 25, Evan Haverkamp. He goes up for the block shot, no good. Number 33, Gates gets the rebound, over to number 2, Maine. Back over to Gates. He passes up to number 10, Brown. Over to 2, Maine. Down to 42, Wade. And then it's a charge call on Wade. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out for the Ramblers with 11 seconds left on the clock. Passes in to Braylon Pace. Back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. 8 seconds. Back over to Braylon Pace. Down to Calvin McGillis. Pass is tipped out of bounds by number 2, Maine. He looks, number 3, Braylon Pace, looks to pass it in for the Ramblers with 5 seconds left to go on the clock. Passes it into number 10, Calvin McGillis, but the pass is hit out of bounds by number 33, Gates. Braylon Pace again looking to pass it in for the Ramblers. He goes, passes to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who passes to Evan Haverkamp, who looks to shoot but can't find anything before the buzzer. We'll get back to you at the second quarter. both teams back on the court for the second half. Looks like number 2, Chris Reynolds, will check into the game for the Cadillac Vikings. He's looking to drive, gives it to Howell, over to number 33, Gates, over to number 5, Reynolds, who shoots a 3 off the front of the rim. Number 42, Wade, goes up for the shot, misses, rebounded by Howell, goes up and draws the foul for Cadillac Vikings. He will be on the line shooting 2. Scores 12-11 in the second half. 7:41 left to go. First shot up and good. Second shot up and good. And no good. Rebounded by number 33. That'd be Gates, but tipped away by Kelvin McGillis. White ball. Gates passes it in to Howell. He looks to drive, finds nothing, gives it back to Maine. Maine passes to Reynolds. Down to number 42. That's Wade. Out of bounds, passes to Howell, but he is out of bounds. Number 12, Clayton Engelwright, passes to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who brings up the ball for the Ramblers. He's looking to set up a play. Finds nothing, so he takes it to the hoop, drives, and scores the easy floater. Number 2, Maine, coming down the court for the Vikings. He looks to drive, finds nothing, passes over to number 5, Reynolds. He looks to drive, and he will. Trying to draw the foul, nothing. Benjamin, number 25, Evan Haverkamp with the rebound over to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Ball stolen by number 32, Howell. Gives it up to number 33, Gates, over to number 2, Maine, who looks to drive. And he will. And he gets the hoops in the harm. Think it will be a block on Nathan Cucci. Yeah, number 5, Nathan Cucci with the basket, or with the block. Looks like Maine will be coming in, going to the line 4-2. Number 22, Judah Leonard checking in for number 10, Calvin McGillis. And number 22, McGowan checking in for number 42, Wade. Now Maine shot at the free throw line, up and good. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, passes over to Clayton Engelwright, who gives it to Nathan Cucci, who goes back up to the middle of the court, looking, nothing. He's still dribbling. Oh, back to number 12, Clayton Engelwright, over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who gets across half court, who passes Nathan Cucci back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who looks to set up the play, passes to Clayton Engelwright, who will go and foul on Ramblers. I think it'll be number 22, Judah Leonard, with pushing. Moving screen on Judah Leonard. Number 5, Reynolds checking or bringing the ball up for the Cadillac Vikings. He passes down to Howell, who goes up and gets nothing. Judah Leonard with the rebound. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball up. Breaks his ankles. He keeps going. Somebody clipped that. Passes over to number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over to number 22, Judah Leonard. Over to 25, Evan Haverkamp. And looks like they're not sure what the call was there. Number 22, Judah Leonard with a foul. Looks like number 10, Calvin McGillis, will be checking back into the game for Judah Leonard. Number 5, Reynolds, bringing the ball up for the Vikings. Passes to number 32, Howell, looks to drive, and he does. Dishes out to number 2, Maine. Over to number 33, Gates. Ball is tipped, but recovered by McGowan. Over to number 2, Maine, with the three-point shot, and it is good. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Nathan Cucci. Down to number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Back up to Nathan Cucci, which is passes intercepted by Reynolds, which he is out of bounds. Number 34, Baker checking in the game for number 33, Gates. Timeout, Ramblers. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh looks to pass it in to Nathan Cucci, but pass is tipped by Howell out of bounds. Number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Passes to Nathan Cucci. Over to Evan Haverkamp, who passes over to Clayton Engelwright, looks for a shot. Goes down to Benjamin Rodenbaugh with the easy shot, and it is good. Number 5, Reynolds coming up, bring the ball up for the Vikings, guarded by Nathan Cucci. He looks to drive, passes out to McGowan. He looks to drive over to Maine, down to Baker, who shoots the 3, and it is good. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Passes down to Nathan Cucci, looking for the big man, sees nothing. Up to Calvin McGillis up top, over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh at the wing position. Passes down to Evan Haverkamp, over to Clayton Engelwright, down to Nathan Cucci. He's looking up top to Calvin McGillis, over to Clayton Engelwright. He looks to shoot the 3, but has nothing. Pass over to 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, up to Calvin McGillis. Over to Nathan Cucci up top, over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh down low. Pass to Clayton Engelwright. He shoots the 3, and it is good! Clayton Engelwright with the 3, Reynolds bringing up the ball for the Ramblers. He passes to Howell up top. He's looking, gives it to Maine. Gives it down to Reynolds on the block. He's looking to do something. Evan Haverkamp in help, over to McGowan. Ball stolen by Haverkamp. And Nathan Cucci looking to bring the ball up. Passes back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who will bring the ball up for the Ramblers. Passes it over to Clayton Engelwright. Tries to give it down to big man Evan Haverkamp. Pass deflected by McGowan, over to 5, Reynolds with the easy layup. Pass in to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Looks like number 20, Aiden Cucci, will be checking into the game. 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh looks to drive with the easy shot. Off the glass, no good. Number 25, Evan Haverkamp with the rebound. Goes up for the shot and fouled. He'll be going to the line for 2. First shot up for Evan. Up and off the back of the rim. Looks like number 20, number 10, and number 42 checking in for the game for Cadillac. Number 20 for Ramblers, Aiden Cucci checking in for Nathan Cucci, his cousin. Second shot up for Evan. Up and good. Number 32, Howell taking the ball out, gives it to number 34, Baker, who looks to pass to Howell, no good. Passes over to number 20, Murray. Over to number 12, or up to number 20. Looks for number 10 down low. Pass deflected back to Murray. Green 20 with the foul. That'd be Aiden Cucci. will be 1-1 for the Vikings. First shot up. And no good, in and out. Ref calls foul on number 32, Howell, with the push. It will be Ramblers ball. 24-19 Cadillac in the second quarter with 22 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock. Will be 1-1 for the Ramblers. Looks like number 10, oh, nope. No substitution yet, too early. Number 10, Calvin McGillis going to the line. First shot up. And good. Second shot for Calvin McGillis. Up. And no good. Rebounded by number 33, Gates, who looks to bring the ball up. Looking for his team. Nothing. Gives it over to number 20, Murray, who drives. Nothing. Late foul called. Foul on number green 20, Aiden Cucci. That'll be his second foul. That'll be the team 10th for the half. First shot up and good. Second shot. Up and no good. Rebounded by number 34, Benjamin Rodenball, looking for his teammate. He looks to drive. He goes up for the shot, and it is good. The easy floater. Number 34, Baker, bringing the ball up for the Vikings. He looks to drive. Can't get past Haberkamp, and he does. And he gets the easy layup. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, brings it to number 12, Clayton Inglewright, who gives it back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Passes it over to Clayton Inglewright. He's looking, gives it up top to number 22, Judah Leonard, who gives it to Aiden Cucci. He looks to drive, finds nothing. Passes it over to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He looks to drive, and he will. Another easy floater, and he is fouled on the shot, going to the line for two. Foul on White 34. That will be his second, team 8th of the half. Looks like number 5, Reynolds for Cadillac, will be checking in. Benjamin Rodenbaugh on the line for shooting two. First shot up and good. Second shot, good. Number 5, Reynolds, bringing up the ball. He's looking to set up the play, and he does. Gives it to number 10, Brown. Over down to number 20, Murray. Over to number 5, Reynolds, who looks to drive, finds nothing. He drives. Easy layup. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenball, a little ticked about the last play, but he's bringing up the ball for the Ramblers. He passed to number 12, Clayton Inglewright. Up to number 22, Judah Leonard. Down to number 34, Benjamin Rodenball. Guarded by Reynolds. Up to number 20, Aiden Cucci. He looks to drive, and he will. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by number 12, Clayton Inglewright. He shoots the 3, up, and no good. Rebounded by number 5, Reynolds, bringing it down the court for the Vikings. Over to number Oh, geez, a lot just happened. Over to number 10. Blocked by number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Benjamin Rodenball with the rebound over to number 20, Aiden Cucci. Over to number 12, Clayton Inglewright, who sets up the play. Benjamin Rodenball actually sets up the play. He passes over to number 20, Aiden Cucci. Passes the ball to number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Tries to pass to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbach, but just over his head. Substitute number 2, Maine, in for number 20, Murray, and number 32, Howell, in for number 34, Brown. Looks like number 2, Maine, will be bringing the ball out. Or number 32, Howell, Gives it to number 2, Maine. He's looking. 12 seconds on the clock. Gives it to Reynold. Gives it over to Howell. Pass over to Reynold. Foul on the Vikings. Think it'll be number 42 with the push. Illegal screen. Number 33, Gates. Number 33, Gates checking in the game for number 44. Number 32, Howell. Number 22, Kyle McGowan checking in the game for number 42, Wade. Passes in to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. 5 seconds left on the clock. He's looking to set something up. He looks to drive, and he will. He shoots and airballs right before the buzzer. And that'll be halftime. Scores 29-24 Vikings. See you at the end of the half. We are back. Braylon Pace bringing up the ball for the Ramblers. Gives it over to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Brings it back to Pace. He looks to shoot nothing. Gives it back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over to Clayton Engelwright, who looks to set up the play. Passes over to Braylon Pace. Over to Calvin McGillis up top. He looks to shoot nothing. Gives it to Clayton Engelwright. He looks to shoot nothing. Pass over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, over to Calvin McGillis. He looks to drive, finds nothing. Benjamin Rodenbaugh cutting up to Braylon Pace. Over to Clayton Engelwright. Gives it over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over back to Clayton Engelwright. Looks for Evan Haverkamp. Gives it to him. Kick back out to Clayton Engelwright. Looks to shoot nothing. Over to Calvin McGillis. Back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Down to Evan Haverkamp. He doesn't do anything. Gives it to Braylon Pace up top. Goes to Calvin McGillis. Over to number 12, Clayton Engelwright. Off of Main's shoe, back to Clayton Engelwright, who looks to pass to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Pass tipped by Maine. Will stay Rambler ball. Pass into Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Gives it to Clayton Engelwright. Pass deflected. Goes to Howell over to Maine. Up for Gates with the 2-point shot layup. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing up the ball for the Ramblers. Gives it over to Clayton Engelwright. Up to number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Down to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over to Calvin McGillis. Looks to shoot nothing. Gives it to Braylon Pace. He looks to drive. Finds nothing. Back up to Calvin McGillis, who looks to drive. Finds nothing. Gives it to Benjamin Rodenbaugh up top, who sets up the play. Over to Clayton Engelwright. Off of Gates' shoulder. Back to Gates. Over to Maine. Up for the 2 points. And it is good. Rodenbaugh bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Over to Clayton Engelwright. Up to Evan Haverkamp. Number 10, Calvin McGillis. Reinhold looks to check in. Over to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Down to Clayton Engelwright. Gives it up to Braylon Pace. Shoots the 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Baker. He brings it down over to Maine. 3-point shot up and off the front of the rim. Rebounded by number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Timeout called by Bruce Copeman. Full timeout. Braylon Pace taking the ball out for the Ramblers. Gives it to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Sets up the play. He looks to drive. Finds nothing. Gives it up to number 10, Calvin McGillis. Back to Ben. Oh, nope. Now it's back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He's looking to set up the play. Gives it to Nathan Cucci. Pass over to Braylon Pace. Over to Evan Haverkamp. Over to Calvin McGillis for the 3. Up and no good off the front of the rim. Evan Haverkamp fighting for the rebound. Gets it. looking to pass, gives it to Nathan Cucci, but it's intercepted by Reinhold, and it will be Rambler ball, out of bounds. Rambler ball. Pass into Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who sets up the play. Over to Nathan Cucci, Braylon Pace cutting. Reinhold with the steal, no. Goes over to Evan Haverkamp, up to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He looks to drive, and he will. Goes up for the shot, but hits the side of the backboard and will be ruled out of bounds. Gates passes in to Reinhold. Who gives it to Howell, guarded by Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Benjamin Rodenbaugh dives for the steal, nothing. Over to Baker, over to Main, down to Howell. Intercepted by Evan Haverkamp. He looks to be bringing the ball down for the Ramblers. Gives it to Braylon Pace. Pass tipped by Main and out of bounds. Ball passed in to Nathan Cucci, who looks to set up the play. Over to Braylon Pace. Oh, up top to Evan Haverkamp. He looks to shoot nothing. Back to Nathan Cucci. He's looking. Gives it to Calvin McGillis down low, but the pass is fumbled by Howell and out of bounds. Rambler ball underneath their own hoop. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out for the Ramblers. He's looking to pass it. Gives it to number 5, Nathan Cucci, down to Calvin McGillis, who goes up for the layup. On the floor, no shot. Helps the Ramblers out because he did not make that. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out for the Ramblers. Passes to number 5, Nathan Cucci, guarded by Reinhold. He looks to drive, and he will. And foul called, shooting 2. Nathan Cucci will be on the line. Foul on number 5. That'd be number 5, Jaden Monteague. Timeout, Ramblers. Ramblers back on the court. Looks like Cadillac is shortly following right after. Nathan Cucci on the line for the Ramblers. First shot up and good. Second shot up and good. Howell bringing the ball out, gives it to Monteague. He looks to drive, and he will. Using the Euro step. Something happened there. Rambler ball. Benjamin Rodenbaugh taking it out. Gives it to passes Nathan Cucci over to Benjamin Rodenball, up to Calvin McGillis, who goes up for the shot. No good. Number 10, Brown carrying the ball down. He looks to drive, finds nothing, gives it to 40, Wade for the shot. Up and no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by number 34, Benjamin Rodenball. He looks to drive, and he will, splitting the defenders. Goes up for the shot, no shot. Foul on number 10 on Calvin McGillis for over the back. Number 32, Howell bringing it, passing it into Monteague. He's looking to set up the play, gives it to Howell. Ball is tipped by Benjamin Rodenball over to number 10, Brown. Over to Monteague. Over to Howell. Down to number 40, Wade. He looks to do something, gives it back to number 10, Brown. For the three, no good. Rebounded by no one, out of bounds, green ball. Number 20, Murray in. And number 22, Kyle McGowan checking into the game. Number 22, Judah Leonard checking in for the Ramblers. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenball bringing the ball down for the Ramblers. Passes number 5, Nathan Cucci going over to Judah Leonard, up to 34, Benjamin Rodenball. Gives it to Evan Haverkamp, who steps out of foul on number 22, Kyle McGowan for the Vikings. I'm sorry, folks. Number 2, Darius Perez checking into the game for number 5, Nathan Cucci. Clayton Inglewright passes into number 25, Evan Haverkamp, who gets the ball and tries to do something, but unfortunately travels on the play. Number 32, Howell passing into Monteague. Monteague bring the ball, gives it to Howell. Back to Monteague. He looks to drive, and he will. Layup no good. Foul on Kyle McGowan for over the back. Rambler ball. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenball bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Gives it to number 2, Darius, over to Haverkamp, back to Judah, over to Benjamin Rodenball, who looks to shoot right off the top of front of the rim. Number 32, Howell bring the ball up for Vikings. He looks to drive, passes out to Kyle McGowan, shoots the 3, no good. Rebounded by Howell. Fighting for the rebound, get McGowan with the rebound. He looks to pass, and he gives it to Monteague, who goes up for the shot, but no good because Vikings called a 30-second timeout. .32, Howell passes to number 42, Wade. Over to number 5, Monteague passes to number 20. That's Murray. Gives it to number 3, Reinhold, up to Monteague. He looks to drive, and he will. And the layup up and good. Number 12, Clayton Inglewright passes to number 34, Benjamin Rodenball, brings the ball down. Gives it to number 10, Calvin McGillis. Looks to drive. Nothing. Gives it back to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He gives it to Clayton Ingright, over to Judah Leonard, over to 25, Evan Haverkamp for the 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. 7 seconds left. Number 3, Reinhold, bringing up the ball. Gives it to Monteague, who shoots the ball, and it's off the front of the rim. And that's the end of the third quarter, folks. Number 2, Maine, bringing the ball up for the Vikings. Passes number 34, Baker, over to number 10, Brown, over to Baker. He shoots the 3, in and out. Rebounded by Brian Holt. He goes up for the shot, nothing. Rebounded by number 5, Nathan Cucci. He passes to number 12, Clayton Inglebright. Down to number 25, Evan Haverkamp, who draws the foul and be going to the line shooting 2. That's a foul on number 34, Baker. That will be his 4th, team 5th of the foul, or of the half. First shot up and good. Second shot up and good. Judah Leonard checking in the game for number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Monteague bringing up the ball. He looks to drive, finds nothing. Over to Maine. Down to Gates. Over to the 3, Reinhold, who goes up for the little floater. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by number 22, Judah Leonard. Over to Calvin McGillis. Over to Clayton Inglebright. Passes to number 5, Nathan Cucci. Over to Clayton Inglebright, looking to pass. Over to Calvin McGillis. Over to Nathan Cucci, looks for a shot, nothing. He's looking to pass it. Finally dribbles, gives it to Darius. Darius passes to number 10, Calvin McGillis, finds nothing. He looks to drive, nothing. He goes up, and the shot is blocked by number 10, David Brown. Up to number 5, Monteague. Down to number 33, Gates. Over to number 3, Reinhold for the 3. Shot no good. Rebounded by number 10. That'd be Brown. Goes up for the shot. Nothing on the call. Nothing for a foul. And there will be Rambler ball. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh checking in the game for number 2, Darius Perez. Number 25 checking in the game for number 10, Calvin McGillis. Number 5, Nathan Cucci bringing up the ball for the Ramblers. Stolen by Monteague. He looks to dunk it, and he does! That was a cool dunk. Number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Passes the ball to number 12, Clayton Inglewright, trapped in the corner there. Foul on number 10, David Brown. Be Rambler ball at about half court. Number 12, Clayton Inglewright bringing the ball out. Passes into Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who gives it to Nathan Cucci. Passes to Judah Leonard, who passes to Evan Haverkamp. Back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who looks to shoot, and he will. Right off the front of the rim to the backboard, and no good. Number 33, Gates, bringing the ball up. Looks to drive, and he will. Goes up for the shot. Gets the hoops and the harm. The and one. He will be going to the line shooting one, hoping for a three-point play. B, Vikings 41, Ramblers 28 with 5:31 left in the fourth quarter. Shot up. And no good. Rebounded by number 25, Evan Haverkamp. Lane violation. Shot up. And good. Into Darius Perez, over back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh, down to Perez. Ball stolen by number 2, Maine, goes out of bounds. Rambler ball underneath their hoop. Number 20, Murray checking in the game for number 10, Brown. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball out. Passes number 22. Kick ball on the play. Passes back to number 22, Judah Leonard. He looks to drive. He will. Ball stolen by Monteague. Pass up to number 33, Gates. Over to 32, Howell. Up for 20. Ball blocked by Benjamin Rodenbaugh. What a block. Ball passed into 32, Howell. Goes up for the layup, no good. Pass rebounded by Evan Haverkamp. Goes to number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He passes down to Evan Haverkamp. He looks to do something. Ball tipped and recovered by Haverkamp. Over to Judah Leonard. Back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He looks to drive, gives it to Darius. He's scrambling for the ball. He looks to drive, and he will. Layup up, no good. Rebounded by Evan Haverkamp and back up with the bucket. Number 5, Monteague bringing up the ball. Passes over to Gates. He goes to drive, nothing. Dish down to Howell, and 2 points is good. Ball brought up by Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Passes Clayton Inglewright. Over to number 22, Judah Leonard. Back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Over to Evan Haverkamp. He drives and draws a foul. On the line shooting 2. First shot up and good. Second shot up and no good. Rebounded by number 32, Howell. He looks to drive. Goes up for the easy jump shot. And it's good. 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball up for the Ramblers. Gives it to Darius Perez. He looks to drive. Dishes down to 25. Evan Haverkamp goes up. No foul called. Rebounded by Evan Haverkamp, and foul finally called. First shot up and good. Second shot up and good. 34 Brown, bringing the ball down. Or Baker, shot up and will be airballed, but must be tipped and be White's ball. Baker taking it out for Cadillac. Passes into Monteague, gives it, drives. Foul on number 22, Green. That'd be Judah Leonard. Number 10, Calvin McGillis, checking into the game. Should be 1-1 for the Vikings, but they're taking it out of bounds. So we won't argue. Pass into Monteague. Darius Perez knocked it out of bounds. Never mind, shouldn't be 1-1. Baker passes in number 42, Riley Wade. Pass to Howell. Shot no good, rebounded by Benjamin Rodenbaugh. He takes it up for the Ramblers. Passes to Clayton Ingright, tipped. He's getting trapped. Foul called on Cadillac. Or timeout, Bruce Copeman, Ramblers. Both teams back on the court. Pass it into Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Picked by Evan Haverkamp. He looks to drive and tries to do a no-look pass and nothing there. Monteague with the ball. He goes for a layup, and it is good. Pass to number 10, Calvin McGillis, back to Clayton Ingright. He looks to drive. He does. Dishes out to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Sets up a play. Gives it over to Darius. Up to Calvin McGillis. Over to Clayton Ingright. Over to Evan Haverkamp. Over to Calvin McGillis. Back to Darius Perez. Ball stolen by Monteague. He goes for the layup. And it is blocked by Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Out of bounds, be Cadillac ball under their own hoop. Howell taking it out for Cadillac. Passes into Maine. Shot blocked. Rebounded by Evan Haverkamp. Over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Down to Calvin McGillis. He does the spin move up. for the easy shot, no shot. Rebounded by Evan Haverkamp, and he is fouled and shooting 2. First shot good, second shot no good. Rebounded by Cadillac. Number 2, Maine, bringing up the ball. Passes number 34, Baker, over to Monteague. Pass over to Wade. Over to Maine. He goes up for the layup. No good. Rebounded by Benjamin Rodenbaugh, who looks to push the ball. Brings it back out, calls the play. Foul finally called on number 32, Howell. Team 10, so automatically shooting 2. Both shots up and good. Maine bringing the ball down for Cadillac. Foul called. Green, 12, Clayton Ingerite. Number 20, Aiden Cucci checking in for Clay. Number 5, Monteague takes it out. Passes to number 2, Maine, down to Howell. Shot up and good. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball down for the Ramblers. Pass over to Aiden Cucci. Over to Calvin McGillis. Over to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Down to 25, Evan Hagerkamp. Up to Braylon Pace. Looks to shoot nothing. Over to Aiden Cucci. Over to 25, Evan Haverkamp. Up to Braylon Pace, shoots the ball. No good. Almost goes out of bounds. Timeout call, Cadillac. Both teams back on the court. Ball passed into number 20, Murray. Over to number 14, Williams. Shot blocked. Rebounded by Evan Haverkamp. Gives it to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Looks to drive. Pulls back. Gives it to Braylon Pace for the 3. Off the front of the rim. No good. Out of bounds. White ball. 36.5 seconds left to go. Number 20, Murray brings the ball up. Over to Wade. Over to Kyle McGowan. Fouled. Or something happened. And it is foul on number 3, White with the shove. Be Ramblers ball. That's the team's 11th foul, so still shooting 2 on the line. Aiden Cucci. First shot up and good, second shot up and no good. Number 20, Murray bringing the ball down. Goes up for the layup. It is up and good. 14 seconds left on the clock. Benjamin Rodenbaugh bringing the ball down. Looks over to Aiden Cucci, back to Benjamin Rodenbaugh. 5 seconds left. Looks down for Murphy. Double dribble called with 1.1 seconds left. Be Ramblers ball. I call this ball game, folks. Vikings 52, Ramblers 36. Aiden Cucci gets the ball up, shoots, and is close, but no good. That is it. Vikings 52, Ramblers 36. And that's the end of the ball game. I'm Shorty, and be back with us at our next game.